What's up, everyone? You're listening to KCWU, 88.1 The Burg, your music central. I'd like to welcome you to the Real Authentic People podcast, also known as R.A.P with
Roberto,
Atong,
and Paige.
a show where we talk about social issues with social people.
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
You know, we're a weekend. You know, prepare to be sick of me.
Hold on, clapping.
Yeah, I'm living it up, thriving during our month. It's our month. We've got a lot of programming going on. We did the Black History presentation, Black History at KCWU last week, and that was really nice. The president was there.
Ooh.
it was a nice setup.
Yeah, it was a nice setup, a nice turnout.
Shout out to BSU for the help.
Yeah, shout out to BSU.
Yeah.
You know, so Black History Month is moving along smoothly. We've got a lot more in store, but I'm very excited. We thriving.
We're thriving. We're, what is it, Black Excellence?
Black excellence.
Period.
Yeah, it's in full effect right now.
Very much so. But I've been smelling some shifts happening in the air.
Yeah.
What kind of shifts?
Cultural shifts? You
Some
know?
Cultural shifts? I
You
like that.
I smell this shift in the air.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Wordplay. Wordplay. Come on. She's a wordsmith. Period.
English is not my first language, and I
oh,
did that.
okay.
No, but you used it right.
You
I
did.
did.
Yeah.
That was the point of the brag.
Yeah. Period. See?
Yeah.
Some of y'all could never.
Could never.
Never. I barely know English.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll say it.
you know, and I'm gonna let you have that.
Yeah.
That's your truth.
Yes.
So, what are these shifts that you have been smelling in the air, Atong?
You know, it's from what my brain can remember, there are a bit of generational shifts. You know, okay, when I think of cultural shifts, it's just kind of like how like probably the older generation tends to handle things, or like the newer generation handle things, or like even how we're like interacting within like community, like so say like Black people, but then within that age group, and then within said community of how they're reacting to things.
Yeah, because I mean, like, there's the elders, you got to be a certain way with, like, the aunties and the uncles, whereas, like, you're not the same as when you're with your homegirls and things like that. Yeah, I get it,
There's been a lot of it, especially like on social media. You can kind of see it more because even older people are now also on social media, you know, and so like you see that like clash going on, and it's like, well, you know, back in our day, and it's like, well, girl,
It was like that day was yesterday.
it wasn't even yesterday, girl. It was a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago. It's like, we're talking about today right now.
Yeah, so
about today.
let's all catch up.
Yeah.
Let's all come together. Not kumbaya, but let us discuss. But like,
Yeah.
don't shut me off because it's like, oh, you're a kid. You know, like, you have to take everything I say and da-da-da, ka-ka-ka-ka-ka.
Yeah.
No, sus. Like, you know, like, we can have an open discussion about this.
Yeah,
We can.
I think both, I don't even want to say like sides, but like both like ideations or like ways of thinking, I think have valid input in the conversation, but it's just like that barrier of, I think also with like just the way that this generation communicates with each other due to like the internet and like how much context you have to have in order to get just like a simple joke. You have to have like been on the internet since like 2011
Right.
to get a lot of the jokes that we, you know, do with each other, or like just the references and the ways that we communicate are just so different. But I think that's just gonna happen.
Do you think it's also like a regional thing? Like a regional aspect to
Definitely.
it too? Or is it just like a
Definitely.
generational thing?
I think it can be both.
Yeah.
I think because like people from Washington, old folks from Washington are not the same as like old folks from Virginia. You know, I have family on the East Coast, and I go there to visit them, and it's a completely different world over there than it is in Washington. So I think it's regional, but it's also just a generational difference. But it's not even like there's really like all these differences. We're all saying the same thing,
Yeah.
but we're just saying it differently.
Differently.
And that's like where it all gets caught up. It's like, well, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And like some people are like, well, I don't want to sugarcoat anything anymore. And then some people are like, well, you're not going to get what you want if you don't, you know, present it in a way that's, you know, palatable.
Yes.
So, you know, like we all want the same thing.
Just,
We just go about it in different ways.
well, we do have some things in common.
We do.
That is how we take care of our houses, how we clean our houses, you know. Hopefully, we all clean
Well, coming to college, you realize
Not everybody
is raised the
cleans.
same. Not everybody is raised the same.
Mm-mm.
So,
My first 2 years in those dorms, sisters just do better.
yeah. And I mean, and even that is like a cultural thing because in like cultural households, at least for women, like the older sister or the oldest, daughter in the house or whatever, is taught to be, clean and know how to clean well and be organized and cook and all these things. And that's like a very ethnic thing that is taught in those gender roles. But like, I don't know, in some non-ethnic households, I don't think the same principles are applied.
Yeah.
And you really realize that once you get to college and you start rooming with people who are not raised under the same things that you were.
Because
I think, to me at least,
I was going to say, we can say our biggest icks that we've experienced after this.
I think, I'm just going to say my ick, because realizing that people don't switch towels months between, really just rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because
change your sheets as well.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all.
no, that's the least of my problems, because I've seen this across the room. Not one time in the whole quarter were the sheets changed, washed, even flipped inside out, and the same towel was used post shower for the same quarter. And I'm just like, listen,
That's sick.
do you need money?
In the dorms?
In the dorms.
Or, in the residence halls? But they have laundry, like, in the buildings and stuff.
I don't know. It's not on me. It's on.
I mean, you
And
never
the thing-
mentioned it to him, ever?
I'm not gonna parent you if you're the same age as me.
True, but I mean, like, was it, like, smelly?
It wasn't smelly, but let me tell you something. You ever smelled mildew?
Mm-hmm.
When
Well, that's
it,
smelly.
no. In the summer,
Okay, so it was smelly then.
it was smelly. Yeah.
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 And I'm sorry, I would have had to say something. Or I would have threw the towel out. This is my space, too. And this is accosting, actually.
This is a costing, and it's costing me.
It's
so
costing me my sanity.
what do you want to do here?
It's gotta go. It's gotta go.
I'll buy you. Listen, you want to go to the store?
Right. It was like,
I got
hey,
you.
Don't we love buying new towels? I was just thinking about going to the store to buy some new towels. Are you interested in coming to the store with
The
me to
funniest
also
thing-
buy some new towels?
It had like bleach. It was like falling apart on the
my
edges, and I was just
gosh.
like, you love yourself?
Oh,
You wake up and say, yeah,
like-
this is me.
Because, like, I get if you only have, a certain amount of, towels or linen and stuff, just wash it. Like,
Not once.
just wash it. If it's a limited supply, you need to wash it. I don't understand. That's so odd.
My biggest icks, because we had a communal bathroom/shower. Okay. Walking into the bathroom, like, without shoes on.
Yeah, because I feel like one of the first rules of college is that you need shower shoes.
Yeah, but, like, and they just, even walking around the residence hall without shoes on.
Oh no!
Not the residence hall.
You
Go
know?
home.
And
Go home.
I'm like, okay, if we were home, like, in your house,
That would make sense.
it makes sense. But, like,
And even then, don't
residence and, like,
disrespect me.
even bathroom the most, I just can't physically do it. I can't physically do it. It
Yeah.
it hurts. When I see it, I get so shocked. I'm like,
No, because you're just like walking on all these germs, not just outside germs, but other people's like body germs, because you're walking in the bathroom barefoot. What are you doing?
Listen, wear slides at least.
Wear
Wear
slides,
Crocs.
something.
It's fine. You can do this.
Put on a flip flop. It's real. Like, come on, love yourself.
Show some couth.
Show some couth.
show some decorum.
Like, come on, walking around with no shoes on.
And I couldn't. Sorry, it's giving me a headache thinking about it. What is yours?
Well, I don't know. I haven't lived with like a roommate in a while.
Oh,
But
because you got it like that, huh?
I mean,
you got it.
you know.
You just had to like. Oh, I don't know what.
I mean,
share.
sorry, I don't do that. Sorry.
Is that an app? What is
What is
this?
that? What is sharing? Is that a new social media app? Should I sign up? No, I mean, my biggest icks, thankfully I didn't have any like super messy roommates during the times where I was rooming with people, but I did have really like loud ones. And there's one thing about me, I like my peace, I like my quiet. I'm a loud individual like 50% of the time. But that other 50%, I'm like, we need to zip it. Like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I got class at 8, and you're out here singing Alicia Keys' entire discography. Why are we doing that right now?
Not Alicia.
You're not Alicia. Alicia's not even Alicia no more. She's flat, always.
She should play her 2 pianos, though. But
She'd be playing her pianos. Wow. But the unnecessary drag of Alicia Keys. I didn't even mean for that to happen.
first Drake, now Alicia Keys.
I know, first Drake, now Alicia. I'm sorry, but it's true. That was my biggest ick. Is that Isaac? Hi, Isaac. No.
Hey, friend. No. Go to class.
Go to class.
Go to class.
But yeah, that's like my biggest ick. Is just.
He's. I'm sorry to interrupt, but he's just gonna be like,
You think he's
I
gonna-
was on the radio.
Oh yeah.
Look,
You know what? We'll give him his 15 minutes of fame. Shout out to Isaac.
Shout out to Isaac.
He's
you for
always
saying
at
hi.
BGC, coming by, saying hi, showing up and showing out. Shout out to Isaac.
Shout out to Isaac. I'm so.
Yeah.
I think for some reason he's gonna come in through that door.
He's bold enough to.
He is bold enough to,
I like
and
that.
he doesn't
and I like
know
that
the
about
rules.
him. I like
he
that
don't know
about
the
him.
rules either. He's like, oh, they're recording now? Nah, bro.
My
We
chance.
just have on our
No.
headphones. It's okay. But yeah, that was my biggest ick. Is just like loud people, especially at unnecessary times. Yeah.
They're all very valid, like in my opinion, because sometimes people do way too much. Because I remember even when I was in the dorms, noise was an issue. Like, it's like what 12. Granted, that's not that late, right? But we are in the dorms, and your window does not have to be open so I can hear your music. Or like they would do like dorm hangouts. I would get an invite, but I'm like, no, I need to go to sleep. I'm gonna go in the shower. I'm gonna go.
I don't want to make
I'm
friends.
in bed, and my window is closed, and I'm like, and then I hear uns.
Not the music.
I'm like, girl. I
He's
open my
partying
window.
in a residency hall, dog.
Right.
Come
I
on.
open my window, and I still hear it. I close my
Where's the
window.
RA?
I go to my RA. Yeah, if you were in whatever hall and you got caught, that one. Yeah, it was me.
It was me.
Tell them it was me.
All
Tell
I needed my
Cersei I
sleep.
want her to know.
I went to my
it was me.
RA, and I was like, yeah, second floor. Good night. And then I hear dung dung dung.
Music
I
to
get
my
back
ears.
into my
Justice
pink
is served.
covers.
Justice has been served.
And I sleep. Because what you're not going to do is disturb me.
No, exactly. Don't be rude. Don't be rude.
We need to get better at this.
Yeah.
Well, what else is going on around this world?
Well, I mean, I know it's not the greatest start to
Black
Black
Month?
History Month, but I feel like we should talk about the Tyree Nichols situation, because, in my opinion, the entire handling of the like publicity around it was so like disrespectful to the Black community. Because we know that these things happen like very often. The police killing unarmed Black men in cold blood for something as simple as a traffic stop, or even less than that, you know? And now everybody knows the reaction that it's going to have to the public. And so they're doing like publicized countdowns to the release of the video. Like, prepare yourselves because this happened. Like, and you're doing countdowns until it's released. This is not like, this isn't the
Hunger
New
Games.
Year's,
This
right?
isn't Hunger Games. This isn't.
This isn't the New Year ball drop. None of that. Why are we doing a countdown to seeing a man be brutalized and murdered, and not thinking about the repercussions that will have on the people viewing the video? Because Black people are tired of seeing ourselves on video being killed. It's traumatic. Point blank, period. And it shouldn't be taken lightly in the way that it has been. I think that is so crazy.
I mean, I think like another aspect of it is like based on who the officers were. People are like, oh, like it'd be your own people, but it's like the issue is the institution, the power trip that you get with being in the institution.
It's such a nuanced conversation.
Yeah, because it's like it's not just your skin color. Like that institution will give you
the brotherhood.
There we go.
The brotherhood, you know?
The mindset of being within such an institution would like cause you to do like, you know.
Like you get away with a lot of things and you feel like you can because you're a part of the brotherhood. But the thing is like even though you're in the brotherhood, you're still black.
Yeah.
And that's why those 5 black officers were fired immediately. But what a lot of people didn't know and what I didn't know initially is that there was a white officer involved too.
Yep.
And he was quietly let go.
He wasn't even mentioned.
He wasn't even mentioned.
No.
But these black men, and I'm not saying that they don't deserve to be fired. They need to be, they need consequences.
Right.
I'm not against the consequences, but it's just so interesting how they were the first ones to be like exiled, they're fired, they're getting all this vitriol, and it's well deserved. But then they're protecting the white man involved. Trying to spin a narrative like, oh, it's not the police. What about black on black crime? No, it's still a police problem. It's a power problem. Those are the type of black men that seek to gain power over other people. They don't want freedom. They want the freedom to oppress.
Period.
And that's what they're doing.
Yep.
That's the problem with the police. And that's why people are saying defund the police. Because why are we giving them more money? How much reform are we going to do? What are the body cameras doing? All now that we have is more proof and countdowns of what we already knew what was going on. So I'm confused as to what the disconnect is because I see it plain and simple.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I don't know. It's just, it's a very interesting dynamic that's happening.
Yeah.
It's very not desensitizing.
Yeah. And like the thing, I'm not desensitized to it, and a lot of black folks aren't, but it's so easy to drown out black pain, you know, especially for white folks. It's so easy to just be like, oh, they're strong people, they're fine. It's always black people got to be strong, black people got to be this, black people got to be that. But we are feeling the feelings, and we are feeling the terror, the trauma, the pain, all of that. But they're like, nah. It's easy to brush it aside. You can deal with it. Yeah, you can deal with it.
It's not you.
Right. But it's like, no, it is me. I see myself in that person. It's like watching myself be brutalized on video. You know? It's, I don't know. It's just, it's sad that it's still happening. And it's things that have been happening and we've been fighting for change. And it's still not here yet. And it's crazy. But, you know, at least consequences are being had, I guess. But, you know, it's just a little bit of like a spit in the face when the consequences come so quickly for black people.
And then the other.
You know, like it takes months, years for white cops to lose their job, to go to court and be tried. They did this like they were ready. Like they sent them on the mission and were waiting for them so they can make a point. You know?
Like, see? We're not all.
Yeah. You're like, no, it's not white people. It's not a white problem. It's a power problem. It is a power problem, but it is overwhelmingly white. Yes, there's black people in the police force. Yes, there's bad black cops. There's still cops that are doing these things. And that's where the accountability needs to be, in the institution. That's all I have to say about it. Got me all riled up about it. But, you know, it's real frustrating, especially, like, it's 2023. What more do we need to do?
What more evidence is there to prove?
Right. How much longer do we have to wait for your progress? It's your problem to fix. It's not ours. But yet, we're the ones that are having to come up with the solutions. And it's ridiculous, frankly.
Very much so.
So that's my little rant about police brutality against black folks. I just felt like we needed to talk about that because it's real and it's happening. And I'm tired.
So very tired.
But, you know, we are still celebrating Black history. Black history is not just about you know, the trials and tribulations that we have gone through, even though that's a big part of it. But it's also about celebrating the accomplishments and the contributions that Black people have made to all, you know, aspects of life. And one of my favorite aspects is film.
Period.
Black people have made some amazing films. And I want to talk about our favorite Black films.
What's mine? Okay, mine. It was like the Queen of Kataway had like Lupita Nyong'o in it and stuff. It's about like this.
Was she playing chess?
Yeah,
yes,
chess.
it's the chess one. I think they were either. I want to say Uganda. I want to say that they were in Uganda. Like it takes place with. It was a Ugandan girl, and she gets into chess, and then I think she ends up like being really good, and then she goes into like these final and stuff like that. But I really enjoyed the film because it was like. It was one of the present best representations that I've seen of people that live. They're called ghettos back home, of children that live within that area and stuff.
The Queen of Katwe.
Katwe.
Yeah.
There you go, Katwe.
I actually haven't seen that.
I really enjoyed
really
it.
good.
I was like,
Is
wow.
it?
Yeah.
See, it's just I don't know how to play chess, and so I wasn't sure.
You don't really need to know how to
Yeah.
play. Yeah.
I feel like they low-key do a pretty decent job of giving you like the broad concept of how like chess works.
Okay,
But-
I'm gonna have to put that on my list. I think it's on Disney.
It's on Disney.
It
Disney
is.
Plus.
It is. I really enjoyed it, and it was like they just show like the community-ness of it and like how like that dynamic plays and stuff. So very much love that. 10 out
So
of 10.
it shows Africa in a more like
Yeah.
positive light.
Yeah, like even though like they were like the poor neighborhoods, yeah, but it was like it still shows the other dynamics of why like even in living within those circumstances, like we're okay. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I like movies that, you know, don't focus too much on the painful part of blackness, even though, you know, there's beauty in the pain. Which is why one of my favorite Black films is Life. It came out in 1999. And it stars Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy. And it's about these two guys who are wrongfully convicted of a murder, and they are sent to life in prison on a like plantation style jail. And I know that that is a very like dark and like sad premise, but oh my gosh, you guys, it's one of the funniest movies in the
really funny.
world. Like there are so many quotes from that movie that I quote like almost every day, like
He killed Santa Claus.
yeah, or you gonna eat your cornbread. Like it does a really good job of showing the reality that Black people had to face. Especially, I think it takes place
1930s.
Yeah, during Prohibition. That's when it starts, and then it follows them while they're in prison. And I'm not gonna spoil it because I want people to watch it. It's a really good film. But yeah, you know, it talks about the wrongful incarceration of Black men and what they have to go through during that, and building community with each other, finding a way to go on. It's just a really, really like good movie. It's sad at its parts, but it's full of humor, and that's why I really, really like that movie. Life is really good. Life, 1999. Check it out. It's on Netflix right now. Go ahead. Tell us what Black films you like, Roberto.
Okay, I'm torn between two movies, completely different genres. It's Cradle to the Grave. It's DMX and Jet Li.
Oh, wow.
They fight together. And another one that I just like the story because it's like really like melancholy, Eve's Bayou. And they're two completely different genres entirely.
Yeah,
One's
yeah.
like, oh, it's a heist, but it's also like a action movie. And the other one's like a drama and family.
Like a family drama, yeah. Eve's Bayou is good.
Yeah,
That's a
it
good
is.
one. That's
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson, Journey. What is her last name? Journey Smollett. And
I think so.
yeah, no, it's her. It's
Is her?
her. It's her. And Megan Good is in that too.
Yeah.
And
Let me tell you something. Samuel Jackson, he's a dog in that movie.
yeah, he is.
He's
Yeah,
a
he
terrible
is.
person.
He's real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad. That movie, like
even
that's
as
a
a
movie
ki-
that you gotta like kind of prepare to watch too. Though.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like, oh, let me turn on this fun little film.
No, you gotta
prepare yourself because it's some heavy stuff.
some
so.
heavy stuff.
But it's
I
a
will
good
say
one.
though, being a doctor back then, it would have been so easy. It's like, oh, I have this thing on my hand. don't look at it.
He's like, oh, it hurts when I do this
Simply
with my
don't.
wrist.
Don't do that.
Well, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That'll be $30.
exactly. And that's a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
Ooh,
But
yeah.
you know?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's right,
because-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, black film. I mean, those are just a couple black films. There's so many. Friday
Friday.
is a classic. Anything by Spike Lee. I love Spike Lee.
He's a brilliant, brilliant director.
Yes. Was it him that directed School Days? Or is
yeah.
that John Singleton?
No, John Singleton did a Higher Learning.
Higher Learning. Okay. See, I've seen them both, and they're sort of, they give like that black college experience type of
Yeah.
thing. But those are, John Singleton is a really good black director as well.
I think he did Boys in the Hood, if I'm not
He did.
mistaken.
He's done a lot.
I think that was his first film too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
done a lot. Yeah, those black film is, it's really amazing. And it was really thriving, especially in the 90s.
Yeah.
But I think we're having a little
res-
resurgence, renaissance
Ooh,
of
clever.
sorts, you know, little renaissance of black film, especially with like, what is his name? Jordan
Jordan Peele?
Peele, yeah, Jordan Peele, and who else is a black director? No, I know that there's more.
Ryan Coogler?
Wakanda,
Yeah, Ryan Coogler. Michael B. Jordan's directing now too.
Yeah, I think he did part of like
He did Creed 3.
Creed,
Yeah, he directed Creed 3. Keke Palmer's got her own like TV
Your eyes lit up when
network
I said
station.
Creed 3, huh?
Please do not expose me on the radio right now. I am very excited to see the movie. Yes, the acting will be phenomenal.
Superb.
10 out of
Watching
10.
for the plot. Yes,
for the plot.
for the plot.
What is the
Very
plot?
excited.
What is the plot? Please.
Well, he has an enemy that's coming out of jail.
And he's played by Jonathan Majors.
What does he look like? Jonathan Majors.
He looks like Jonathan Majors.
Yeah?
Yes.
And that is all I will say.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like those are yeah. What else are we talking about now?
Oh. Well, you were talking about the 90s, and I was kind of like, nostalgia for the 90s. You know what was great in the 90s? Music.
Ooh, always.
Yeah.
Always.
Music.
Always.
I mean,
Always.
yeah. I've been listening to a lot of old school. But the 90s, there's just something about like that feel, that vibe, that sort of groove that 90s music has. It just really transports you. One of my favorite artists of the 90s, Aaliyah. I mean, you know, her music, like they just put her like discography on streaming in like the last year or so, and it sounds like it could have been released recently still, you know? But I think that's also a testament to the producers like Timbaland, Darkchild, Missy Elliott, all black folks, by the way.
Missy
Happy Black
Elliott.
History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
But you know, like black people were really just running things in the 90s. They really were. I mean, we still are.
When do we not?
When do we not?
So
I mean, and we can talk about the Grammys, but we're not going to talk about the Grammys because they're not really for us anyways.
they never were.
Never have been. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not going to get on my Beyonce high horse right now.
Shout out to Lizzo,
Even if
though.
it
Shout out to Lizzo,
Shout out to
though.
Lizzo, though.
Shout out to Lizzo. She was
Shout
the
out
first
to
one.
Kendrick.
Yeah, she was the
So,
first one to win that
even-
since Whitney. Whitney.
Listen,
The first black woman to win, what was it, Record of the Year?
I believe so.
Since Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You.
Was it record or Song of the Year?
It might have been Song of the Year.
Song of the Year.
I don't know.
I think it was song.
I don't know. Whichever
Yeah.
one. It was one of the big ones. She won it. And the last black woman to win it, Whitney Houston. Talk about that. But that's black excellence right there.
Again.
Again. Again.
Another shout out to Kendrick, just gotta say. I knew it was gonna happen. As soon as I saw who was going against, I was like, listen, go home.
Go home.
Go
Don't even
home.
bother coming. It's Kendrick.
If I was up against, I wouldn't even showed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would just show up just to see him. Congratulations, bro. Like,
Congratulations. I would have voted for you if I was on the Academy.
He would have
would've
gotten
voted.
3 emoji claps and his DMs from me, and that's it.
You
Congrats.
are notorious for DMing celebrities.
I am. Listen, if I ever make it and they actually want to follow me, they're going to be like, oh,
This guy's weird.
this guy's weird. Sade is like, oh, sent in 2022? I've
Oh,
It's 2028.
What do you? All right.
Why are you in my
It
business?
was very nice meeting you. Very
But
nice
I gotta
meeting
go.
you. I've got to go.
I've got to go, babe. I can't.
You can still unsend them. Roberto.
I know.
You gonna stand on it?
I'll die in the
I
hill.
respect it.
I'll die in the hill.
I respect that.
I don't.
But before we wrap up with our episode, we have a few announcements of what we've got going on at the DEC. So
Yes, we have Find Your People on the 15th, happening in Black Hall 101 at 3 p.m., which the Find Your People will just be like, you'll be meeting the other Black faculty and staff on campus. You can get to know them better. So, like, if you want to reach out to more people that look like you or you think like you will identify with, stop by. 3 p.m., Black Hall 101.
yeah, and you'll be able to learn more about the ABS program.
Oh, yes, yes.
Maybe pick up the minor. You know, just get to know some things, learn some things. We also have the civil rights exhibit that is open from February 8th to the 10th. So it opened yesterday, but it's open today and tomorrow in Circ 137 A and B, and it's open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. But on Friday tomorrow, it will be open until 3. So come by, check things out, take a little stroll through history and learn about the revolution. And yeah.
Also, there's QFAM storytelling through art. That's going to be happening Valentine's Day, Tuesday, on the 14th, Black Hall 101, from 3 to 4:30 p.m. Be there, be square.
And I know Thrive is having their Galentine's Day. Make sure to show up in
Yeah.
pink, because I know me and Rahel will be.
Yep. Come celebrate Galentine's Day. I think Thrive is making like Valentine cards. And some other things.
I think
So,
it's just at 4, I want to say.
I think it starts at 3.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's 3. Thrive is at 3, but if we're wrong,
what
you
is
can
it?
Just
find
be there
it.
early.
Be there early, or you can look on the CWU Diversity Instagram because we post everything there to double check and make sure that we're not giving y'all any false information.
Right.
Because we want y'all to show up and be in community with us. So those are the events that we have coming up for the next week or so. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. It's been real. Signing off.
Signing off.
XOXO.
The real
The
part.
rap podcast.
So, yeah.
Happy Black History Month, folks.